Hello and welcome back to the channel. So we are 1 week outside of the release of Shang-Chi, and I feel as though there's a discussion that needs to be held. And the discussion that needs to be held is more or less about why is it that Black Panther and Shang-Chi succeeded? Why did they succeed when so many doubters believed that they would both fail? And I think that the reason for this is essentially twofold. Number one, the story is good. What do I mean? Essentially, for Black Panther, every single story beat hit its mark. Chadwick Boseman, fantastic as T'Challa. Michael B. Jordan, fantastic as Killmonger. You could empathize with these characters. You understood where T'Challa was coming from. You understood where Killmonger was coming from. You were engrossed in the history and the lore of Wakanda. Marvel did an extremely good job of honoring African history, and not only African history, but also injecting a little bit of African American plight in the form of Killmonger's character into the story, so that you can be engrossed in the world, where both characters can make an argument, where T'Challa wants to protect his people because it's his people's way. You can also understand the flip side of that, which is Killmonger's argument, being that more or less Wakanda abandoned all those people who were turned into slaves years ago. It's the exact same thing for Shang-Chi. For Shang-Chi, when you sit down, it's a celebration of Asian heritage. It's a celebration of Asian culture. It's a celebration of Asian folklore. And there are basically painstaking details. Marvel sat down and did their homework to ensure that they weren't disrespecting or stepping on anyone's toes in regards to Asian or African legacy. But that's only one side of this fantastic little pyramid. Another side to this fantastic little pyramid is us. Essentially, and I'm going to be super blunt about this, I don't trust corporate marketing. I fucking hate corporate marketing across the board. And when I say us, I literally mean we, the people who go on Thursday night showings, late night, and see the movie before everyone else, and then we come out and we tweet about it and we talk about it and we tell our families about it, and they absolutely fucking love it, and then they go out and they watch the movie as well, and then they tell their friends about it, and now everyone's engrossed in it because it's a celebration of their culture, or it's a fantastic movie with a great story and super dope action scenes, and it more or less spreads. There are the people out there who only go and see Marvel movies because they're Marvel movies. There are other people out there that are interested in Marvel movies, but they need a little bit of a nudge. And we are that nudge, where we step out and we tell people that are close to us how good this movie is. And then they go out and see it, and then they tell their friends, and then everyone turns it more or less into a celebration, and now everyone's talking about it and engrossed in it. And I absolutely love it. I love it when the movie is good enough that it creates not only a fandom, but a fandom that stretches more or less across a cultural divide, where everyone can come together, black, white, Spanish, doesn't matter where you're from, Asian, doesn't matter where you're from, and just enjoy learning about this other culture. I went to Shang-Chi, and as somebody who watches anime, I'm used to Japanese culture. But seeing certain things that are only unique to both Korean and Chinese culture got me super interested. And I absolutely love it. It kept me engaged and it kept me engrossed in the movie throughout the entire runtime. Now, the final, and I do mean final, part of this pyramid is the actors. The actors did a fantastic fucking job. T'Challa, perfectly cast. Shang-Chi, perfectly cast. Katie, perfectly cast. Killmonger, perfectly cast. Wu Wen-Wu, perfectly cast. Everyone, Shuri, perfectly cast. Everyone in these movies is perfectly cast, and they bring their A game. Their A game is brought across the board. They pour their souls into these characters. They make you love these characters. They make you want to be these characters. You're sitting at home later on after the movie's over thinking about quotes that they dropped. The emotional resonance of it all. You sit down and you think about Wu Wen Wu and the fact that this entire thing was just for him to see his wife again, only to realize that the dream was a lie. Or the fact that Killmonger came to Wakanda with all of the intention of destroying it because he hated them for taking his father away. And at the end of it, when he was dying, all he ever wanted to do was what his father wanted to show him, which was the sunset. These characters are another side of that pillar, because you end up loving these people. Like, you end up loving these characters that they play, and you want to continuously see them succeed. And I absolutely love it. And those are the three pillars as to why, three pillars or three sides of the pyramid, as to why these movies succeeded. These movies succeeded because of us. They succeeded because Marvel took the time to honor the culture. And then they also succeeded because the actors brought their fucking A game and were absolutely amazing. And as long as Marvel continues to do this, as long as they continue to deliver this quality content, as long as the actors continue to bring their A game, and as long as we are there to enjoy that content and spread that word, Marvel's going to keep on succeeding. Peace.